Greetings. This is the Antichrist, Paul Wild. Get hold of me from the-666.com. Abraham was not our friend. I'm going to start out by saying everybody's trying to Abraham. Abraham was 90 when he had Isaac. No, Abraham was dead. Abraham died every 10 years just like everybody else. And when Abraham turned 90, he was really 15. And then he had a kid named Isaac through Sarah, because everybody kept trying to get the big reward of the Abraham inheritance. Big reward of the Abraham neurocurl is what we call it up here, but y'all call it inheritance down here. And they kept trying to build it up and roll it forward. Well, it wasn't an inheritance, because it was everybody just kept trying to say they were Abraham, and then roll forward with what he already stole and conquested, which was Sarai, my wife. Was she Kelly Parrish? Yes, she was. That's why everybody's so ooh and ah down there. Every perverted tweaker down there that's ever been in a meth lab thinks that he's the big connoisseur of her pussy or something. Like he's going to be the one that gets to go in there and show her what evil it is. In a little small one-stop like town that don't go any further than that. But that being said, she was I'm not knocking the tweakers down there. Been down there many a day myself. Why is this little hair thing? I don't like that little thing. It makes it look like I got a little patch of hair. That's a little better. Now, they're trying to roll forward with what Abraham had in eternity. So there's people out there trying to say they're Gabriel, for example. There's people out there trying to say they're Jehovah, for example. There's people out there trying to say, I just had an incident out there in the smoke pit. I was consulting with my kingdoms of somebody trying to say that they were Jehovah. He wanted to speak, because me and Jehovah know each other, and we're actually pretty, well, he's my husband when I was Jezebel for a while. So we go back pretty far. So we still talk and get back down the road of me having to kill, and who knows I won't. But this is the 50 millionth book of all beginnings. So we win this one no matter what, even if that's what it takes. It'll just magically happen. Nonetheless, Kelly Parrish was my wife. She was Sarai. I was Gilgamesh at the time. And I had 15 sons, and those sons all became giants, and they all become giants of the land. We had 16 men and 16 women and 16 everything that was just ours. And one was Sarai, and she was mine. I wanted to see Isis for about 10 million years if I could, and I was talking to her every day, and I tried to every day to see her. I didn't see her anytime soon, and I wanted to see her that night. I wanted to see her in a way called However I Could See Her. And so I said I want to take this kingdom up here in the sky, and fly up there and reign and rule for 500 million years. I'm taking Sarai with me, and we're going to live up there for 500 million years and reign and rule. When I die as Gilgamesh, because I get a choice of when I die. So I go through 15 years of getting sick and all that stuff to die, just so I could get to my kingdom. Then I finally died. I go to my kingdom to reign with Isis. Yeah, I got Isis. Yes, I got Isis. But I noticed when I get up there, Sarai wasn't up there. Kelly Parrish was left behind for a big old nigger Abraham, and he's black as he could be. It wasn't a white one. It was a black one. Because back then they were black Israelis. Black Israelis. And we don't understand how Israelis are white now. Well, I do, because Zach Braff's white. Well, Benjamin Netanyahu's white. Well, it's, well, kind of Auschwitz, they had something down there called Jews and Nazis and white. That's why they're white. But they still cling on to that Jew. Anyway, the point of the story is Abraham was a rat faggot. There's 16 of them, and there's 19 of them, and there's 20 of them. It took forever to kill that son of a bitch off. And finally he died. And Israel fucking rejoiced. Nobody liked his ass. No one wanted his ass. No one wanted to be around him. Everybody hated him, and he was a con artist from beginning to end. He never liked to do anything to do with me or to do it, and that eHome camera is available at the666 or the-666.com. Be a little QR code that you can tap into. And nobody liked anything to do with him, and he wanted to know, can he get up out of his situation? No, he can't, because he stole Sariah. Yeah, that's right. And well, he's wanting to say stole, so he thinks he still owns her. Well, stealing isn't possession. Stealing means you go to prison for stealing, and the property is called what is it called? Stolen property. Well, it's called possession of stolen property. That's what you go to prison for. It means the property goes back to the fucking owner. And the person goes to, well, it's evidence against you, not for you. Everybody acts like it's evidence for you. I got it, so it's mine. What kind of grunt kingdom? Well, kind of grunt and fuck kingdom will want something to where if you just got it, it means it's yours. Well, that goes way back to the Stone Ages. That's what Gabriel wanted us to go back to, was the Stone Ages. Where everybody just kind of says, this one's in my hole, so it means it's mine, I own it. Well, you don't own that thing. You still own, how do you own a human? You got beef or something on sale? Well, now we go back to Gabriel. Gabriel wanted this kingdom to be a big old rat faggot kingdom like the one Nimrod had to go through, because we was going to use telekinetics in a big way. So he thought he'd use it in against me. They've been trying for a long time to establish a big old clairvoyant down in Eufaula, or a clairvoyant down in Oklahoma, a clairvoyant down in Shreveport, clairvoyant up there in Tulsa, clairvoyant, but all these names were scattered around actual different categories. Nobody knew where they actually were. Only person in charge was Jesus, who had to scatter them out in different ways, so nobody know where any of them were, and they just go do it and get it over with and say, well, somebody will come and save us one day. Somebody will come and save it one day. Well, no one likes Abraham or Ishmael. Now, Ishmael's a different guy. Somebody wanted to hear Ishmael. Somebody thought that in the other side of town. So we'll go with Ishmael. Now, was Ishmael really Gary Bly? No, it wasn't. Yeah, maybe it was. What does that matter? Well, if y'all celebrate him as the big Ishmael, it means y'all's crowning me as the big old Nimrod. That's all it does. Because where'd you hear it from? Where's the source? Now, if that source is 100% reliable, then how come it's you're saying on all this other 55 kings from me, from Adam to Antichrist, and the other earths I've walked? None of that's reliable. Only one thing that's reliable is Gary Bly's big old Ishmael, son of Hagar, Lauren Bly. Well, how to say that? Well, no one knows who Lauren Black is, but I know one thing. I know who Lauren Bly is. That ain't Hagar. Neither is Gary, because they don't believe it, so they don't get to be it. And the big photon beams come down soon from the spaceships to hit us about right here. Boom. It goes, boom. The whole body we turn back into what we're supposed to be. And everybody gets to turn into what they truly are. And because Gary wants to believe Jesus and promote Jesus, he don't get a big backup. So he goes with Jesus, and since he don't want Messiah Jack, he goes with the rapist Jesus, which goes to hell, and he goes to hell with him. That's where Gary Bly goes, to hell. That's where Lauren Bly goes, to hell. That's where they all go, because they want their set, son of a bitch, set way to what we have always believed. They don't even understand. They just want people to come down and mimic something that they want. That the offer is not even available, what they're asking for. And they just want no matter what, and they think that's faith. That's not faith. Raping Gary Bly's cousin in Omaha ain't faith, because you didn't want to see if that's what you need to be doing to other people, Lorraine. That's why I know that it's a little bit bigger than what that is that. That's what sits right there above me. So that is what I like right here, because when this went through Russia 500 years ago, or whenever it was that I said that one time, y'all keep quoting me like y'all know more than I do, but y'all's quoting me. My own words that come out of my mouth when I'm talking in my room by myself, like I always have for the past 15 years. But I got little things like this, or little things like this, or little spy things like that. I don't know. What is it? That thing in front of that TV that lights up. It's probably that green thing right up there. See that green thing right up there. Spying on me. Well, when I was in Eufaula and when I was in Muskogee, y'all spied on me 24/7. and you got all the information. Y'all try to, and then you try to use it against me. Some, I ain't gonna say 100% of y'all did, but about 28% did, and then try to use it against the 50% that tried to help me. But nonetheless, said all that to say one thing: Abraham's a faggot, and he don't get Sarai, and he don't get none of my wives, and he don't get none of my shit. That's all he's wanting. It's a big kingdom with Sarai and a big bender over in front, and he'd make her go out in front of all his big servants and all his big men and all his sons and daughters and in front of the whole kingdom, and try to make her bend her over right in front of all of them, or make her suck his dick out in front of them all, or try to make her scream from the tent. And everybody trying to get their hands on old Kelly. Anyway, Abraham's a rat faggot. Jews don't like him, and break away from him, Jews. So the nigger point of this fucking message was that the Jews need to break away from him. He's been the great war of the big old, what was it, Genesis chapter 6 verse 1 through 4, or Genesis chapter 4 verse 1 through 6 or something. I don't need to know about that one just yet. But after that, there was still Anakim, and there was still a great war, and y'all are so privileged to know nothing at all down there. Y'all don't want to know none of it. But we're going to tell you everything. And we want y'all to know that Gilgamesh got his wife back, Sarai, when I came back to the earth. And I still have her. She's down here earth walking. Still my wife. Still in Chantu. Or, well, she's not in Chantu. She's being a light. Well, she's not being a light. She's a angel of light. She's an Jewish origin angel of light. There. Now then, that's where y'all came from. And it's the Kelly Parish from kellyparish.com. It's the most beautiful thing you've ever saw. It's a small town. She's real big for a small town. She stands out like big time for a small town. Like a local celebrity. Like, stretches out. Oh, it's awesome. I'm going to show you how to pressure for him. Well, it's because my Jezebel tattooed eyelids. None. Or is this doppelganger number 3? None. I want to know a little bit more. But anyway, a little bit more about Sarai, which is me. You know, I'm Gilgamesh. I brought birth to the Jews by having sex with Sarai, a Jewish origin, which means an angel of light, Jehovah style of angels. I created Jehovah. I created a female like it, so I wanted a female like it. And we procreated. Well, we had children and had lots of them. And there are more than 15. There are 500 million. We had more than 14. We had 700 zillion. We had more than 900 zillion. We had them everywhere we went, because it wasn't just this earth 2,000 years ago, like Beecher would like to say, or Borchers would like to say. It actually goes back to zillions of years before Jehovah ever took his first breath. And we want to go. And now I want to take this off. It's starting to get weird. Keanu Reeves. Now then. I was going to throw up a gang sign. Now then. Oh my God. Keanu Reeves. Anyway. So, Kelly Parish is my wife. Yes, she is. We went for the big reveal at the end. Okay. And she's staying my wife, but not in Oklahoma. She's not my wife in Oklahoma or anywhere else. She's not even my wife, says ISIS, so we're going to leave it at that. Do you see around here? Do you see her up here? The ring on her finger from me, trying to have sex with me and promote me and listen to me and promote my fucking doctrine on the internet. Or is she doing the ministry of John Parrish? Doctrinated down to Jonathan, who gets a big old U.S. Cellular version of it, or Sooner version of it. So put U.S. Cellular in there. It's actually a coin. But okay, let's get to a nigger point. There were 900 Abrahams. We got to the last one. He had Isaac. He was 15 when he had Isaac. Y'all were getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Did he have any kids? He is having no children with Sarai. That's why they made him wait 900 years. So Jehovah put in a spell to get him a big bloodline of, no, he never had a Jesus Christ. He never had a son. He had an Ishmael. And, oh my God, Ishmael wasn't even his actual son now I think about it. Was it? Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. It wasn't Sarai's actual son. So, the Jews were very big in their day. When they reigned and ruled with me. They weren't known as Jews. They were known as Gilgamesh and his people. And there's only 82 million. And we all live fine. But point is, we hate Jews? No. Well, yeah, because they still choose Abraham and think it's a cool way to do it. So those who choose Abraham die like he just did. And those who choose me live. The big old mark of the beast that can't be conquested and that cannot be relinquished, and nothing off of it can, because it's sealed and marked in a way that no one can take it off of there, because we've all already signed a date and time of its awesomeness. And we've all waited around. Well, we've all signed what's the time for its awesomeness, which is now. And the time comes when, well, they're still trying to granny blank me as fast as they can, as hard as they can, from every angle of every starship that they can possibly do, so I can't think. And when it gets to the nigger point, it switches over to a different subject. And they all burn in hell for it. And we get a 10,000 year reign or something, that's what they're thinking. You know, in the outer space out there, and then in the kingdoms of heavens, earth, and hell is out there. There's a lot of them. A lot of people. A lot of things. I gotta fight every one of them, and they're all on my side, mostly. But we're fighting every one of them. And as you see, the 7-year reign, don't worry, I'm a witch. There's a 7-year reign, or 7-year tribulation is what I meant. 3.5. Everybody, all the Christian Jews supposed to be gone. They keep acting like that's all they need is 3.5 to get in the game. They're already all gone the day it started. Just like the first year, I dethroned Jehovah, I dethroned Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ didn't have a throne, but I dethroned Jehovah, killed Jesus Christ, and all that in eternity. The first 7 months, that was the first 7 years. The first sign of 7. First tribulation. Whoa. I won it. Won the entire 7-year tribulation in the first year. Now we're in the 7 calendar year. Whoa. And we're also currently in a big old 700 zillion, billion, zillion, Googleplex, 666,666,666 Googleplex year tribulation as well. That was my 7 years of peace. And at the end of that, I still reign. Because all wickedness has been blotted out. And that is the Jew and the Christian. I still profess Abraham. I still profess that Jesus Christ, that's the rapist, that want to bring war to me, or to make my life in the slightest bit irritable, may die. That's just the way it is. We have fun too. We'll have the Running Man back on television. Have those big Nero candles. A big old wiggly Benny Hinn in one. Alright, I got plans. 9. And of course, there's still step 3 of the 7-year peace plan. But all that being said, that should cover it all. And I'm gonna get off of here. I know, Dr. Sledge. What I need to do is I'm gonna work on it this week. So I'm gonna get me a desk, big desk, set up, and I'm gonna get me a cool ass chair for it, a cool ass throne for it. It's white with gold trim. I'm gonna sit it up there. I'm gonna get me a laptop, get me some notebooks, and get me some cool stuff. And I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna write out my message, cover my topics, and then when I do my video, I'm gonna just stick to the topics like you do. That way it sounds very professional and a little less scatterbrained, and also it'll give me a chance to write it up before the enemies, Starfleets, try to granny blank my mind. For y'all that don't know what a granny blanker is, it's one of those little guns that they point at a granny's head when she dies and goes to heaven. They don't want to remember Earth, they just want to remember a little bit, and then just have all the rest of her memories up there in heaven. So they go, ping, and she gets up there and she don't remember sinning or the Earth or any or little sad thing. Drying of eyes. They also do it to hell, or they just freeze your brain to all the worst things you've ever done. You can add some in there when you go to hell or something. Anyway, that's what Granny Blanker is. So I'm trying to blank my mind, and it also just blanks your mind. It's like that proverbial MIB pen from the hit American film MIB starring Will Smith. And they go boom. I'm trying to do that while I'm trying to speak and trying to build up to a nigga point. Nonetheless, that's what Granny Blanker is. And I'm going to get off of here. And you heard what I said, Jew. You heard what I said, Gentile. You heard what I said, Greek. You heard what I said, scholar. You heard what I said, vagabond. Now Keanu Reeves does look like Keanu Reeves. I'm going back to being cool. Set tripping. I'm going to go like that. Like that. I'm going to go like that. Like that. I'm going to go like that. And that. That. And I'm going to go like that. To that. Like that. Like that. Like that. Jezebel wears red, and just so you know, red, mall, yeah, whatever y'all got, China owns red. Well, China don't own pussy and nigger. They're owned by me. I don't like them, so I say Soviet Union owns red. So that's what I think. Maybe a little Sudanese. You know. Sudanese it is.